Welcome, lights, camera, action. I'm Greydon, and I'm your guide through the deep dive in the world of movies right here on the director's cut. As you guys can see right down below, right there, my name and the director's cut. Welcome to a brand new chapter of the director's cut. Why? Because we're now on Floor Slapper Sports. We're on that channel. Great group of content creators there with a great group of content coming your way. Starting here tonight on Tuesday with this. Right afterwards, we have Roto Slappers with my boy Streets and TK. So stay tuned for that if you love fantasy football and want to know who to pick up in the waiver wires this week. So stay tuned for that. Right after this on Floor Slappers on their YouTube channel. So as you guys can see down below, it's all the socials. The link to Floor Slappers website, the YouTube channel for them. The Instagram, the Facebook, the Twitch, and most importantly, my binbuster Twitter, because I answer on that one. If you send me a question, I will answer it right then and there for you guys. Here it is. Are you guys ready? I got a serious question for you guys. Are you ready to go higher, further, faster tonight? Comment down below. Let me know. Are you ready to go higher, further, and faster tonight? Because I know I am. As we talk, as you guys see right over there, we're going to talk the Marvels. And if you see the poster there, it's kind of cool because they have Spectrum's logo there. We have Monica Rambo's logo. We got Carol's. Then we got Carol's logo there with her. Then we got Miss Marvel's or Kamala Khan's logo right there with her. I think that poster is kind of cool. So without further ado, if you haven't, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification for whenever video drops, folks. Before I get into this, like always on this show, I go through the comment section. So first comment we have tonight is Kayla. Hey G, fellow Floor Slapper Sports family member. That's a mouthful. I really need to sit down and watch the Marvel movies. I do like Batman, Iron Man, and Harley Quinn. Nothing wrong with Batman or Harley Quinn in that matter. Kayla, I have a question for you. Who do you think is richer, Batman or Iron Man? That's a good question right there. She's a big Harley Quinn fan, according to right there, big Harley Quinn fan. I got the Queen of Kings here. What's up, Melissa? How you doing tonight? Yo, G, she says. I hear we got Dango here in the building, folks, tonight. I heard this movie sucks. Can't wait to hear your opinion. Let's talk about a movie, and that's what it is. It's a movie. Oh, it's TK. I need to get a YouTube. Well, it's okay, TK. How are you doing tonight, man? I hope you're ready for Roto Slapper tonight, because I know I am. It's my boy KPG. Whose game is it? It's my game. That's whose game it is. That's right. And again, fellow movie collector in my movie collector world right there, Jared Runner, my good pal from right here in Illinois. Jared, how are you doing tonight, man? How are you doing tonight, man? All right. We got Justin. What's up, my friend? I'm doing well, Justin. Thanks for showing up tonight and everything like this. That's a good question. Batman? I mean, they both spend money on their tech. Technically speaking, Kayla, here's a secret. Aquaman's richer. But anyways, we're not talking DC. We're talking Marvel tonight, folks. And we're talking exclusively the Marvels. So like I do here, I'm going to dive into this. I'm going to give you my summary first. Then when we get into the movie itself, I'm going to give you my good, my bad, and the ramifications this brings to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And don't worry, I'm not going to spoil it for those of you who haven't seen this yet, because I don't do that. Yes, I might mention that there's a mid-credit scene, like I just did, but I'm not going to spoil it for you as to what it is all about. Jared says, I'm doing pretty well. Thanks for showing up, man. Thank you. Thank you for that. We got Kayla laughing over saying Aquaman's rich. Yeah, believe it or not, he is. Think of all the buried treasure he finds, Kayla. Jeez. And then Dylan, what's good, G? I'm doing well, man. Getting ready. I'm always excited to talk about movies. I'm always excited. You can talk with Dylan, talk with Kayla, talk with Dango, talk with Tim. They know how excited I get when I talk about movies. Jared knows how much. Talk with Jared. He knows so much. I get excited talking about movies too. So here we go. Here's our synopsis for the Marvels. Carol Danvers, aka Captain Marvel, has reclaimed her identity from the tyrannical Kree, like we saw in the first movie, and taken revenge on the Supreme Intelligence. However, unintended consequences see her shouldering the burden of a destabilized universe when her duties send her to an anonymous wormhole linked to a Kree revolutionary. Her powers become entangled with two other superheroes to form the Marvels. So yeah, so there we go. I Before I dive into this, I want to tell you what you guys need to watch in order to fully understand this movie. Of course, we have to watch Captain Marvel. That's a given. I'll throw these two in there right now. I'll throw in Infinity War and Endgame, just so you know, understand the blip, because the blip is mentioned in here in this movie. So you might want to watch those again, just so you understand what the blip is. If not, that's where everyone turned to dust. They all disappeared and died. So for 5 years, that's what that is. You have to watch the TV show Miss Marvel to understand who Kamala Khan is, or Miss Marvel. You have to watch WandaVision to understand who Monica Rambeau is. Secret Invasion, because our boy Nick Fury is in this movie, and you wouldn't understand how did he get there if you haven't watched Secret Invasion. That's pretty much it. I mean, it's one, two, three for sure, four for sure, four for sure. I'll go throw a Secret Invasion in there too. Four for sure in order to watch it. That's decent. I mean, usually you have to watch like 30 movies in order to understand what's going on, but not in this one. Anyways, now it's time to get into the good of this. In this movie, as we know in the first one, Carol Danvers. Whoa, wrong person with purple. I see the logo right here on the screen, on the poster right there. That looks like the Star Sapphire logo, so that's why I said Carol Ferris instead of Carol Danvers. I'm sorry. But anyways, we start off with in this movie. We start off with Kamala Khan. We see her in her room. She's drawing some art of her and Captain Marvel. She wants to be her BFF. So we see this, and throughout the course of the movie, we do this. Well, unbeknownst to us at the time, which we've seen in the trailers, she somehow disappears, and Captain Marvel shows up in her bedroom, in her house, and it was explained a little bit further in the movie than I would have liked. What's going on, brother? Happy Tuesday. Thanks, Evan, for showing up tonight, man. How you doing, man? How you doing? But yeah, anyways, as you guys know, if you've seen Miss Marvel, she has this bangle, this bracelet, this bracer that on her wrist that her grandmother gave her. Well, in this movie, the Kree revolutionary that was mentioned in the synopsis actually comes in and actually is trying to find them to try and restore her planet to what it was originally. Yeah, that's the villain's plot line in this movie, folks. But anyways, so this is a little brief backstory here. What's So when she puts hers on, when Dar Ben puts hers on, it communicates with her with Kamala's, and then it just all the zany stuff happens between her, Monica, and Carol. At all that happens all the time. It's crazy. It's crazy like that. So I mean, to begin with, they're like in different parts. Carol's in like she's going into the Kree ship, and she's sneaking around. Kamala's in her room and daydreaming, and Monica's out doing a spacewalk. Yep. And so when they zip, Kamala changes with Monica, who changes with Carol, who changes with Kamala. So you can see what happens at Brie Larson's Carol Danvers crashes into Kamala Khan's closet, destroys it. It's in the house. That's what goes on. And then Monica is where Carol was in the Kree ship, not knowing what's going on and everything like that, fighting with her powers. And then Kamala is in the spacesuit, and she floats to where Nick Fury is, and kind of freaks out that way. Throughout the course of events, as this happens, um, the Kree fight ends up in Kamala's house. Those guns are sexy. Thanks, Tim. Anyways, what's good, Poppy? Talking to Ivan. Anyways, when they do this, when they switch around and it's in opportune times, in the most in the worst bad times ever, when these things happen, because they're all doing something different, and then now they switch it, and it's like they're in a different situation. So one of the good, I say that I went through that entire explanation for this first good because the training sequence with their shifting is one shifting with powers with their powers. There's a training montage where they're all three on Carol's ship and they're jumping rope, throwing a ball up in the air, walking with books on their head to try and their balance as they're using their powers to shift back and forth. This sequence was actually, in my opinion, kind of amazing, kind of cool. Probably one of the best sequences in the entire movie, just because, just because of that, just because of them trying to train, so that way their powers are not, so that way it's, that way it's, what can I say? That way they are not using their powers at the worst times. That's what I was trying to say. I got stumbled up on my words there. Sorry. Um, the next good I want to say, if you haven't seen Miss Marvel, go watch it before you watch this movie. Because when I said this good is her family, the Khan family, her mom, her dad, and her brother. They bring a great sense of comic relief to this movie. That is actually unintentional at times because of the situations they're in. The fact that the mother's getting pissed because Camel just disappears, and then Captain Marvel's there, and then Captain Marvel disappears, and Kamala's there. So that whole thing. Them up in space is kind of hilarious too. At the same time, them up in space at the same time is amazing too. It's hilarious. This family is awesome. Got to put more properties of them in this. It's kind of like how Ant-Man 3, all the Ant-Man franchise except for the third one, had Louis, and how he would tell you the stories. They don't tell you stories here. They don't. They tell you the stories there, and then they don't hear. But they provide comic relief. That's kind of awesome. Anyways, the last third one I have here on my notes, I'm reading off my phone here. The last one here is Adelan, the planet. This planet is amazing. They all sing all the time. And we find out that Carol's actually the princess of this planet. That's right. Our beloved Carol Danvers is a princess, married to the king of Adelan. Yeah, yeah, and it's a singing planet. The scenes there were all colorful. Everything. Kamala uses her scarf as a weapon for the first time in this one. We get Spectrum's official costume in here, so this is kind of amazing. This scene is kind of amazing that way. So those are my goods, folks. Now the bad. I hate to say this, but Carol Danvers, I don't care about in this movie. She's the main character. I don't care about her. I didn't care about her in Captain Marvel when I watched it. I will rewatch it again, and I still didn't care for the character. Is it because the character's badly written for these movies, or is the character badly portrayed in these movies? A little of column A, a little of column B. Granted, this is the same MCU that turned Thor into an idiot. The smartest and strongest Avenger there is turned into an idiot. Oh yeah, he's it's an idiot. It's a shit show there, folks. But anyways, she doesn't really invest with me. She's been out of Monka's life forever. She's trying to reconnect with Monka. Monka doesn't want her to reconnect with her. And then she has this fangirl who wants to be her biggest fan, her best BFF, and Carol doesn't want that either. Carol really only serves the purpose of her because she's Captain Marvel. We know who the character is. Kind of try and tidy these two characters. That's the only reason she's here for this one, folks. My next bad is another Marvel. That's Monica Rambeau. For kind of the same reasons that we don't really get much of backstory with her. They mentioned it a little bit that the reason she's pissed at Carol is because Monica was blipped. She spent 5 years away. She blipped away for 5 years, only to come back, find out her mother had cancer and it was dead when she returned. Carol said she would be there for her, wasn't there, becomes an astronaut, all in a course of a span of like maybe 3 minutes in the movie. 3 minutes in the movie. That's what we get out of them. And it wasn't enough for me to get invested in Monica at all. Not enough. Maybe if they had her on a movie instead of WandaVision, even in WandaVision, it wasn't enough there to warrant me caring about her as a character. The last one, Marvel. We please stop using the Kree as villains. Besides Ronan the Accuser, they're all bland. Dar-Ben here is a horrible villain. Yes, her storyline is plausible because, as we know, in the first movie, Carol kills the Supreme Intelligence, which they replay here. Although we actually get to see a comic accurate version of him, of the Supreme Intelligence in this movie. So we see her there. And then all of a sudden we go from there to get her into her next phase, which is taking minerals from this to for a dying planet. Like she steals the atmosphere from one planet, from the Skrull planet. The atmosphere, she steals it by using their the way she does it, she uses you remember Guardians of the Galaxy how they would travel through those little hexagons? Yeah, she's using it that way because the Bengals somehow open those up for you to return to do that. So she's stealing the atmosphere from the Skrull world. She steals the water from this Adelant planet, which is 96% water for her planet, and she's trying to steal the Earth's sun because her son is dead. So really, that's this villain's premise in here. I kind of hate the fact that most Marvel villains recently, since Thanos, have all been like one dimensional. Everything before Thanos was good, villain wise. Everything since has been one dimensional. Kang is great. Don't get me wrong, Kang is great. What is good? Bobby, what is good? The banger of the banger, as we got the banger of the film, the director himself, Greydon. Yes. Thanks, Ivan. But anyways, like I was saying, these villains are not flushed out enough for me to warrant my time or attention or even my energy to worry about their misguided plot. So her thing was she tried to do a peace treaty with the Skrull. That didn't work. She goes to Atlan, steals the water. That still doesn't work. So she goes to try and steal her son. Who was there to save the day? Well, the Marvels. And they fight her. I gotta admit though, with her, with the fight scenes with these three, like the fight scenes are awesome. How they use their powers. Like one goes for a punch, but uses their powers to get out of the way as the other one comes through with a surprise punch. That I kind of like that aspect, but the villain herself, Dar-Ben, played by Mrs. Tom Hiddleston herself. That's right. Forget her name, but she's a great actress. But this character is very one dimensional. Marvel, you have other alien races than the Skrull and the Kree. Oh wait, that's right. You just got the rights back a couple years ago, but you can't use those rights because they're tied up with the X-Men. That's right. You can't use the Shire Empire. You can't you use the King of Atlan, Black Bolt, but you don't go there? I'm like, seriously. You have other alien groups that you can go through with Captain Marvel or the Marvels in that aspect. So as the movie culminates, Carol goes into the sun, goes into the Kree sun, redoes it. She's deemed a hero with the Kree. Miss Marvel goes on a little adventure We see her at the end of the movie. This is before the credits, folks, so I'm not spoiling anything here. She goes to she we see her in a darkened room, and who happens to walk in? But Kate Bishop. That's right, Kate Bishop with Kamala Khan. So you know what we're getting? Young Avengers, folks. They even mentioned Cassie Lang in here in this little scene. How do I feel? Does my face tell you how I feel about this? Young Avengers, really? Do we really need the Young Avengers in here? To me, it just doesn't make sense. It just made you shoehorned Cassie Lang into being older. You shoehorned Kate Bishop into replacing Hawkeye, and now you're having Kamala Khan leave them. It just seems rushed to me. I'm not looking forward to that. Don't get me wrong. In the comic books, I don't even care for the Young Avengers. They're kids, and there's no repercussions for their actions. Really, considering who some of their parents are. Like you get Iron Lad in the comic books is Nathaniel Richards, variant of Kang. You have those three that I just mentioned. You have Wiccan and Speed, who are the kids of Vision and Wanda. There's no ramifications for their actions in the comics. I'm not looking forward to this movie because it's not going to be, in my opinion, it's not going to work. But that's just me. It's not going to work. But then we get an awesome credit sequence. Then we get an awesome credits. Well, before I get into the credits, um, Monica seeing there they have to repair the rift in the time space thing. So as she's repairing it, she has to do it from the other side. So we find out that another dimension's crashing down on ours. Yes, a multiverse is crashing down on ours, and she has to go inside to save it. And Carol tries to save her, but can't. So and that movie ends right there. That's how the movie ends. We get we get Carol saving the Kree race, becoming probably their new leader. Kamala on Earth recruiting the young Avengers, and Monica's just gone. Yeah, that's this movie. But anyways, I kind of digress on that aspect of this because with this movie, the credit sequence is amazing because they show you the actual actors' faces with the actors, so you know who played who in here, which is kind of cool. And it's kind of like Marvel's whole thing. You're like, oh, we're gonna make a big spectacle of the credit sequence, and they did. And as soon as that happened, we get to the big credit sequence, which I'm not going to spoil for you guys. If you guys have seen it, you know what I'm talking about, and it's okay. And my ramifications, really quick. We know the X-Men are coming. We know this. We know this. So when they say Miss Marvel, she's the first mutant, she's a mutant. That terminology's already exists in the MCU, so we know they're coming. When? Probably Secret Wars. There's a the mid credit kind of teases something for Secret Wars, but it doesn't really tease anything, if that makes sense. If you know your comic books, you know what I'm referring to, and I'm going to leave it at that because I don't want to spoil the mid credit sequence for you guys. I don't want to spoil it. So, anyways, we've come down to that time of the show where I tell you if this movie is just too sweet and it can't be beat if it's too sour, don't even bother. Let's see what I rate this movie. So, what do I rate this movie? But before I get to that, my boy D Ray shows up. How you doing, D Ray, tonight? I'm doing great. Thanks for coming by. I'm just there. Just too sweet. You say it's too sweet. I mean, the way my ratings work, for those of you that don't know, who are new to what I do here, I do it. Anything that's zero to like two and a half to like three is too sour. Don't even bother. Too sour, right there. If anything is three and up, like 3 to 5, it's too sweet. So that's how I do things. What is this movie? It's not my cup of tea. I didn't really care for it, But like I said, it's a middle of the road movie. It's what we expect from Marvel right now. And not only that, there's a reason it only made $47 million its opening weekend. Yeah. So you know what? Everyone get ready. Is it too sweet, too sour? You know what? It's too sour. I'm not going to bother. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, it's middle of the road. It's right at that 3 range. I would give it a 3 out of 5. A 3 out of 5, I'd give it right there. But it's still a mediocre Marvel movie, just like what we've been getting recently with them. But if you want to see something good Marvel wise, watch Loki season 2. Ooh, that's actually fantastic. But anyways, I just want to say thanks for watching, folks, and diving in to the deep, deep, deep cuts with me. Thank you, Tim. Thank you. Right here on the Floor Slappers Sports Network, you can catch me doing movie stuff like this, as well as Tim or TK who's in the chat, Kayla who's in the chat, Dango who's in the chat, Dylan in the chat. We all have shows. In fact, if you go over to that YouTube channel right after this, or stay on all the network pages, social media pages, you'll get to see Streets and TK go over Roto Slappers, which for fantasy football. For all you fantasy football fans out there, there you go do that right after I'm done here tonight. And as always, check down below in the description. Find all of our socials for Floor Slappers down below. Also, check out down below because you find my social media there as well. So give me a holla on all my social media as well. Until next time, remember there is more to the movies than what we see on screen. I am Graydon, and I'll be your guide through the world, through films and their history, right here on the Director's Cut. I'll see you guys here next time.